Hello, I'm Bernard Hickey from interest.co.nz and welcome to a special investing report brought to you in association with Bank of New Zealand. Today we look at the government's creation of the Savings Working Group. Remember, we've had a tax working group and that led to the changes that were in the May budget. We've got the Welfare Working Group, which is looking at changes to our welfare system. And now the government says we have a national savings problem, a national foreign debt problem, so we need a Savings Working Group to look at it. This has been in the wind for a couple of weeks now, and John Key confirmed last week that a Savings Working Group would look at the issue of making KiwiSaver compulsory. So let's have a look at what's in this review of the pensions and savings system. What's in, what's out? Well, Bill English says we have a national savings problem. Net foreign debt, and that's everything, including the government, household debt and corporate debt. Net foreign debt will have risen from 100 billion in the year 2000 to 250 billion by 2014. Now that's obviously unsustainable. So how do we fix this savings issue? The Savings Working Group will look at the issue of fiscal policy, whether the savings should be done by the government or by the private sector, and whether there's trade-offs between the two. It will also look at taxation policy, but there's a few areas that have been ruled out. The government has said we won't look at the areas of either a land tax or a broad capital gains tax. And on the area of fiscal policy, the government's ruled out changes to the New Zealand superannuation system. Currently, once you reach the age of 65, you can retire and get New Zealand superannuation. If you're a married couple, you'll get 66% of the median wage. And John Key, the Prime Minister, has previously said he would resign if either that age 65 or 66% median wage was ever changed. So they're ruled out from the Savings Working Group deliberations. However, there are some interesting ideas that have been put forward, including a dual income tax system. This is where income from labour is taxed at a different rate to income from investment. So you could, in theory, have a lower withholding tax on savings interest on term deposits. However, the idea of a capital gains tax or a land tax have also been ruled out. The area of KiwiSaver is ruled in for discussion, including whether compulsion is a good idea or not. The Savings Working Group will look at the area of fairness and effectiveness. Now, the interesting thing about this Savings Working Group is its members. The chair of the group will be Kerry McDonald. He's a former chair of BNZ. Also, Stephen Topless, BNZ's economist, will be in there. Andrew Coleman, who we've interviewed before, he's an independent economist who works for Motu. John McDermott, the Assistant Governor of the Reserve Bank, is in there. Mary Holm, columnist for the New Zealand Herald. Paul Mercy, a PwC partner, and Craig Ansley, a consultant on capital markets, are all in this Savings Working Group. We'll see how it turns out. The Tax Working Group is actually a pretty useful exercise, and it's a really cheap way for the government to get external advice and to start raising some of these issues. I personally think that the Savings Working Group is a good idea to actually debate some of these issues around our national savings. I would have preferred that the government included the area of a land tax and a capital gains tax and changes to the New Zealand superannuation scheme as part of the consideration. But hey, we've got quite a bit to look at there, including this really interesting idea of a dual income tax system. What are your thoughts? Tell us in the comments under this video. I'm Bernard Hickey. That was a special investing report brought to you in association with Bank of New Zealand.